Some breaking news tonight. The Justice Department announcing it's escalating the crackdown on sanctuary cities. The Department of Justice says it won't give cities some law enforcement grant money unless they give federal immigration authorities access to jails. They also want alerts when someone facing deportation is about to be released from local custody. President Trump further addressed his immigration agenda and the border wall at tonight's rally.
Don't even think about it. We will build the wall. Don't even think about it. I watch the media as they say, well, he just had some fun during the campaign on the wall. That wasn't fun, folks. We're building that wall, and walls do work, and we're going to have great people come into our country, but we're not going to put ourselves through the problems that we've had for so many years. American cities should be sanctuaries for law-abiding Americans, for people that look up to the law, for people that respect the law, not for criminals and gang members that we want the hell out of our country.
So this is a critical moment because here you have the sanctuary cities now under direct attack in terms of grant money coming from justice. The president's still out there talking about the wall. Is this going to change anything, or is this just static? Dana?
Well,
Skip that over to Jesse.
This is a very interesting moment. So law enforcement is split. You do have some law enforcement chiefs of police saying that this is not a good idea, that we need to be able to have sanctuary cities that allow us to gather the intel that we need to protect people. They're not loud enough, actually. This message is swamping Democrats. And just from a political perspective, I do think that it is extremely difficult for Democrats as it continues for them to oppose this policy. That sanctuary cities is actually a really smart thing for the president to talk about. As he can talk about the wall as well simultaneously, but this piece is really important. And we saw that the Justice Department, Jeff Sessions, the Attorney General, is actually one driving this train.
So I just want to mention to you guys that the latest Fox poll asked the question, how likely do you think it is that Congress will approve funding to build a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border? 56% said not at all. What do you think?
Prototypes are already being developed, and the wall is going to be beautiful. You can see through the other side, according to some of the new prototypes, where the Border Patrol can see the other side, which is very advantageous. So you can see, all the drugs being catapulted across.
Yes.
Because that's very dangerous, Juan. Listen, the wall will be built. It will be beautiful. And it's going to happen. It's going to be big. If Trump doesn't build the wall, it would be such a big problem for his base, for the presidency. So. If this thing doesn't get built, and it will be built soon, but if it doesn't get built and it gets slowed down by Paul Ryan, there is going to be hell to pay. No, because you remember the funding. Last appropriation session, they didn't give it any money. If they don't give it money this September, it's going to be a huge problem.
He's going to want to fire Ryan.
You know what the real news here is?
Probably thinks he can.
Without building the wall,
Planning.
without beleaguered Jeff Sessions moving forward fully on this, I joke about beleaguered, the number of border crossings has dramatically decreased.
As I always say,
Trump is the wall.
Right, and so that is actually a success for this administration. Less illegal
crossings down
immigrants.
70%, Juan.
Yeah.
No, but it's really
That
true.
is a big deal.
So there you go, Juan.
And so
that's Trump winning again. What did it say
Trump,
about
you know what? I get so tired of the winning. It's just
You're like exhausted.
Juan's tired. Take a nap, Juan.
Yeah, I should.
He's exhausted
I'm gonna
from
lay
so
on your
much
shoulder.
winning. He needs a 5-hour energy drink or something.
So the fact that you have people in the Republican Congress not giving the money, in Jesse's opinion, the fact that you have the opinion polls say, we don't care. But he goes out and he talks about the wall, Kimberly, and the crowd gets fired up.
They love it. They love the wall. And the president is 100% intent on building the wall and seeing it through. That's a fact. And when you see that coupled with the rest of his policies in terms of immigration, cracking down on this, making sure that we have national security as a priority, border security, you see what's happening in the courtrooms across the country. The crackdowns on sanctuary cities was, as a prosecutor, I think was long overdue.
Yep.
And guess what? ICE is following through, because guess what people are doing these days, Juan? They're doing their job.
Yep.
They're following the law. They know that the president is behind them, and the AG's office as well. And so that's why we're seeing this big hit on MS-13 and criminal trafficking. It's very true. You can scoff at it all you want, but the facts are there.
I don't scoff at you ever, but I got to say, they are deporting people who have maybe a misdemeanor for a broken headlight, and then they're saying, oh, yeah, we're deporting. This is so wrong and so damaging to our values as Americans.
Do you know how he gets the wall built?
He's trying to focus on traffic.
No.
Focus on
because they're not going after MS. You talk about
focus on the real point, Juan.
They're not going after.
You know how he gets the wall built? Seriously, you know how he gets the wall built? He gets a health care bill and he gets the tax cuts we were talking about.
Exactly.
Then those lawmakers up there are going to see momentum, number one, and they're going to actually be scared of this president.
If they get the tax cuts, they'll give the President
He'll
Trump
start
as much
getting
money
more.
for
He'll
his
get
wall as he
infrastructure.
wants.
Absolutely.
But until he breaks this logjam, he's not getting the wall.
Well, it's hard for him to break the logjam when, in fact,
but he's trying one step at a time.
No, because he has not been sufficiently effective, obviously, on health care. But when it comes to something like tax reform,
so they passed a bill in the House, Juan. That's a success, right?
No. That bill, that's the bill he condemned.
So, as opposed to the bill failing, it passed. So that's a success. Number two, this motion to proceed that you and others scoffed at, he'll never get that. He got it.
I didn't scoff at that. I think it's possible for just the
now
he's not going to acknowledge any of these facts.
The U.S. Senate.
You're not going to acknowledge the facts that he was able to get it through in the House. This is going to happen, whether you like it or not.
It doesn't mean it's a done deal, Juan.
Much to your chagrin.
What I'm saying to the two of you is it was a bad bill. He calls it a bad bill. And then he has a party in the Rose Garden, and you guys want to call that a crime.
I said at the beginning of the show that was a mistake. He celebrated
that's
too early.
what I was saying to Kimberly. She said I'm wrong.
But he moved the ball forward is the point. And now the U.S. Senate, the greatest deliberative body, is going to debate this, despite everyone saying it was dead.
Let me see how he puts Humpty Dumpty back together again, because the Republicans are totally fragmented.
Go to Arizona and talk to the people who have 126% increases in their premiums.
Oh, yeah. All right, so then let's go to John McCain. He's their great senator, and he says
how's
he
the law
wouldn't vote
working
for
out for
anything
them?
that he sees on his table.
And did he not come back to do this vote to say, let's move forward on it? I'm sorry.
Let's have a debate.
Read the tea leaves, Juan, because you're about to go to the leafing garden.
Your prediction?
My prediction is this is going to get done, because there are people that have to get it done, or they're beat it.
Yeah,
and they don't want to beat it.
Right,
so
and
it's going to get done.
they will beat it, because guess what? They will suffer at the polls if Americans lose medical coverage in order to give President Trump a victory he can crow about.
Not in the states where their constituents support the president, believe it.